What is good, you to Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that instant basketball analysis slash playoff prediction slash playoff edition. We're going to talk about the NBA Finals live on YouTube, of course, on the Analysis Playground on there exclusively. And this is going to be amazing because we're going to see a new champion this year. I think for the eighth straight season, as crazy as that may seem. But if it's not, it's the seventh. I think that's a fun thing to see. Seeing the NBA balances itself out, seeing more stars getting spread around the league, more guys are living up to the hype, more guys are playing great basketball and developing into great basketball players, and the future is bright in the NBA. And these two teams are a perfect example of that. And it's going to be fun seeing these two teams go at it. Both of them are like a college like atmosphere when it comes to how they are as players, how they are as teammates, and how they play on the court and how they go about things off the court. Both of these teams are well coached. Both of these teams are hungry to prove themselves. And both of these teams are going to go at each other. Let's start with um, the Oklahoma City Thunder, mainly because they're going to have home court advantage throughout this entire run since they have had it already because they're the number one team in the NBA in the regular season. I think that we have to start with the team that's the favorite. We have to start with the team that's the number one team coming into this game. And it's a lot of things to talk about when it comes to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And one of the main things is their defense. And if they can turn Tyrese Halliburton over, if they can pay attention to the mismatches hunting that Pascal Siakam can do, and he's going to try to do, they can limit, the opportunities and the chances that they get damaged on the offensive end. The thing about the Pacers is, can you slow down their pace? Can you stay in front of guys? Can you stop the easy baskets? And we know how athletic and how fast and how quick the Oklahoma City Thunder can be, getting steals, getting deflections, going for blocks. They're going to have to play like that the whole 48 minutes every single quarter because the Pacers don't take no time off. They're going to bum rush you as much as they can. They're going to come at you as much as they can. And if they can get quick, fast, easy opportunities, they're going to take those chances. And you just can't allow that to happen throughout the entire game because that allows them to build leads. That allows them to get back in games. And that allows time to be a factor because they can always make a good enough run to beat you. And we done seen OKC, have some trouble closing out games. We done seen OKC, if Shay's not having it going, for example, them not getting the greatest offensive possessions. I think the Indiana Pacers can obviously turn that into opportunities for themselves. But, if Shea has it going, they don't really have somebody that can slow him down without getting into foul trouble. We see them struggle sometimes, with Jalen Brunson. And we know that Shea is a bigger, taller guy that's a great free throw shooter also. But he is the reason why this team is in the position that they're in, because the man is just unbelievable in ISO coverage or even just making the right play by dumping it off to his teammates, kicking it out to his teammates, or just scoring himself. So Shea is what is the head of the snake. You have to chop that part off. And you chop that part off, everything else is not as bad as you may think it is. But other than that, they're going to have their confidence, their bravado, their swagger at a high level going into this game because the first two games is going to be in OKC. And you know how crazy those fans can get. And you know how tough it is to beat OKC there. And, the Indiana Pacers, they got themselves here. They believe in themselves. They play the right way. And the thing about it is, so does the Thunder. They just have a better upside to make things happen because they just play a little harder and they're just a little bit more greater as a team IQ wise, and they just have as much depth as the Pacers. So that's not going to be an advantage for the Pacers in this series because you have guys like Alex Caruso coming off the bench, Isaiah Joe coming off the bench, Cason Wallace coming off the bench, Aaron Wiggins coming off the bench. You can even say Jalen Williams coming off the bench, giving you size, speed, athleticism while also being able to stretch the floor and also being able to use their athleticism to score in the half court or just create opportunities because of their defense and transition. And then they stay out the way and keep the ball moving. And they also can break down the defense a little bit to find guys that's open for threes and also put the ball on the floor to get to the basket or to the free throw line. That's something that's always been tough about this team, is how fast and quick and speedy they are. But the fact that they use that as their advantage against you, and they always are trying to find a way to push it a little bit, but they don't do it more in a semi-transition type of way. Isaiah Hartenstein, he's going to be important to this series too. His rebound, his physicality, his screen setting, this allows them to get that first step and that opportunity to get a quality look or a look that can even get them to the free throw line. That's going to be something that's important. I don't think that changes in this series, but Pascal Siakam, Thomas Bryant, and guys also like Miles Turner are not the greatest rebounders. And I think that this team needed to improve in that area. They did that this year by adding Hartenstein, by Adam Caruso, who can get loose ball ones. And also Chet Holmgren is healthy. So you just hope he rebounds a little bit better than he normally does, because he's going to be the tallest guy on the court. Use that length, use that size, use that quickness to your advantage, and try to get a double-double every single game while still using your speed and quickness to protect the rim. And that's something that he's been able to do for the most part. Like I said, I think he still needs to improve his free throw shooting. I think he still needs to improve his finishing. But other than that, Chet Holmgren is good because he's only 23 and he actually has been using his body the correct way. It's just about, can he stay healthy? Can he continue to space the floor and hit threes when it's needed? And can he rebound at a high level? Because that's going to be needed, because that's one of the weaknesses of the Pacers starting lineup. And they're going to have to take as much advantage as that as they can. You got other guys like Luguentz Dort that, you never know what you're going to get out of him. He's going to play hard. He's going to go out there and compete defensively and make things tough, make things difficult, getting into guys, make people dribble, make people think, make people uncomfortable. That's all you can ask him to continue to do, and that's what his game is. So, he's going to bring that. And he also going to bring three-point shooting. Now, will it hit? You don't really know. It's game to game, but he's going to take the right shot. And if he doesn't have it, he's going to try to find a better shot for his teammates or for himself. If he doesn't have that, he's going to move off the basketball. And that's the right thing to do, because you don't want to give the Pacers too many opportunities to come back at you and get an easy transition opportunity. And that's something that they're going to continue to do if you give them that chance. Alex Caruso, he's going to be important to the team just because he has that speed and that quickness, and he has a good IQ of where to be at on the court, on both ends of the court. If he's aiming for steals and deflections, he has shown even on this team that he can get those easily. It's not a challenge for him to be able to be a disruptor or interceptor. And he also is a guy that is going to be key, because can he make the top of the key three when somebody gets double teamed or trapped or the defense collapses? Can he hit a three in the corner? That's going to be essential. And if he puts the ball on the floor, can he make a floater or a layup or a free throw? He's going to have to be able to do that throughout this entire series. That's what they paid him for. That's what they traded for him for. And he's going to have to be that ball handler / scorer / defender for them. And he can do it. He's been doing it all playoffs long. And I think he's going to have to continue to do that if they really want to win. Obviously, Dieng, he's going to be a guy that's not going to get a ton of minutes, but you just never know what you're going to get out of him. He's going to be a wild card, just like Kendrick Williams. If they play 5 to 10 minutes, they can get you 5 to 7 to 10 points, depending on the coverage, depending on what lineup they're out there with. We don't really know what Mark is going to do yet, because they don't really play the Pacers that often, since they are an Eastern Conference team. It is going to take some filling out for the Thunder. It is going to take some patience for the Thunder. It is going to take, a couple games for them to realize how hard the Pacers can be physically and how smart that they can be as a team. But once they start seeing what they can do, and once they start looking at the footage, once they start, evaluating themselves and seeing what they can do better, the series should get easier for the Thunder. But we always going to say that it's always going to be game to game. Every game is different in their own chapter in the story of the NBA Finals. And you just try to learn as much as you can, improve as much as you can, prepare as much as you can, and then get ready to go out there and compete. Obviously, Jalen Williams, J-Dub, he's going to be essential to the series. Can he break down the defense? Can he finish in the paint? Is that mid-range going to be automatic? Is that pull-up three going to be there? That's some things that you have to be prepared to know. and prepare for him to do. Because if he's getting 20 plus points and he's doing it efficiently while still breaking down the defense and finding his teammates, that's just hard for any team to stop, especially because he can get you in foul trouble too because of the way he plays. So, their guard play and their forward play is going to be the key to if they win or lose this series. Obviously, they're not really deep when it comes to big man, but their big man understands what they're trying to do and what they need to do, and they don't stray away from that too much. And that's a great thing. You know where they're going to be at, you know what they're going to be trying to do, and you know what you should be doing and what areas you should be trying to cover on the court. So the Thunder are going to have a lot of that stuff figured out. They're going to have all that stuff understood. Then it's just about going out there, executing each and every game, and just adjusting to the Pacers and what they're trying to do majority of the games throughout this series. And I think that's going to be fun. But let's actually talk about the Indiana Pacers, a team that most people didn't see getting to this point. Most people didn't see even getting to the NBA Finals because, it's that hard to do. Like I said, they only been here. This is the second time they ever got there. And obviously, that's going to be something that people are going to be looking at. Like, man, this Pacer team beat the Bucks. They beat the number one seeded Cleveland Cavaliers. They even beat the New York Knicks. What can't they do at this point, especially when they already have a championship coach that have been known for making some of the craziest adjustments and also running some of the best offenses and also making sure that they're prepared and ready to go against anybody. So I can look at this series and know that it's not going to be a sweep just based off talent and just based off coaching. And I feel like that's going to be true in this series. Obviously, they're going to go as far as Pascal, Siakam, and Tyrese Halliburton takes them. Obviously, the Bob Cousy Award went to them, and obviously the MVP, the Larry Bird Trophy, went to Pascal, who has already been to the NBA Finals, has already won a championship. Now he has a bigger role. Now he's a better player than he was back then. What type of leadership is he going to have? Is he going to rebound? Is he going to continue to fight defensively? Will he be able to hold his own and score in multiple different ways, like the mid-range and the paint and the three-point shot like he normally does? But if he does it, will he be efficient? Will he have to work for it? Will he get frustrated? Will he be able to be a dominant player in this series like he has shown that he can be sometimes? But they're going to need it more often because of the talent of the Thunder, and he's going to have to be able to answer that bell. But of course, he can't do it without Tyrese Halliburton, who is one of the best playmakers, and all he has to do is take care of the ball, don't turn it over that much, pick in spots when he wants to score, when he doesn't want to score, and continue to keep his teammates involved and let them touch and feel the ball and let them feel a part of the offense and let them feel a part of what they're trying to do. And that will make them want to play harder, and that will make them want to compete more defensively. And all you can do is encourage them to be the best version of themselves. And that's what I like about this team. Whether they're down and out, they don't quit, they don't give up, they don't crater, and they just continue to fight and compete as much as they can to get themselves back in games and make themselves show people that it ain't over until that buzzer rings. And if that buzzer don't ring, you got to beat us, with your best. And if you're not beating us with your best, we're going to beat you because we're not going to give you any opportunities, because we don't show no love in this game of basketball, because our goal is to be champions just like you. And I think that that's why this matchup makes a lot of sense, is because both of these teams are so team oriented and so close knitted that it just makes a lot of sense to, look at this team as what can't they really do. And I just feel like the Thunder might be the better defensive team, but can they hang with the Pacers enough? And can they make them or force them to make enough mistakes to where they can score those extra possessions and have those extra chances? And can they do it on a rebounding end too? If not, the Pacers going to get up and down the floor and get easy opportunities throughout the game. They have guys like Thomas Bryant that's going to have length and size, and his ability to space the floor and rebound a little bit and protect the rim. That's going to be essential to what they do. Obviously, they're going to have guys like Benedict Mathurin that's going to come off the bench and add strength and skill He can get the mid-range going. He can knock down threes off the dribble, off the catch. He can get to the paint and finish. He can hit the free throws. He can handle the ball and play make a little bit. You can say the same thing about TJ McConnell. He's an older guy, but he's going to come in, push the pace, try to find his teammates, try to get to that mid-range, try to get to that paint, and get high efficient scoring when it's needed throughout the entire game. And he's going to be a pesky, annoying defender, which you have to be if you want to frustrate your opponent and get them out of their comfort zone. Andrew Nembhard, he's really good. I like what he's been about. He didn't have the greatest series the last one. He might not have the greatest series this one, but this man knows when to score. He knows where to be at, and he knows exactly when to attack, and he knows exactly when to make the right play, even if it's for himself or another. And that's what makes him a great player on this roster, because he always knows what to do. And that just can get you, just got to give the man his credit with his basketball IQ being top notch. And it is. And you can say that about a lot of players on this team. Aaron Nesmith, if he's going to fight and he's going to defend, and if he's going to get up in you and make you do some things that you really don't want to do or make you rush a little bit, he's going to turn you over. He's going to put you in situations where you're going to take tough shots. And he's going to also have a chance to be able to make some spot-up shots. He's going to have some chances to get out in transition because of defense and just because of his athleticism and ability to get up and down the court. You can say the same thing with Obi Toppin. He's going to come in and hit threes. He's going to come in and try to finish, get offensive rebounds. He's going to come in and try to also, be a switchable guy. He does so much for this team, and he brings so much energy and so much excitement that if they do lose the home games, they're going to be able to be at home with the Thunder home games. They're going to be able to go home. He's going to feed off that crowd and make them play harder, make them want it more. And that can possibly make it even a more interesting series, even though Game 7 will be in Oklahoma City. That's something that they got to look at and say, if we want to be a championship team, we have to win on the road. We have won on the road throughout this entire run. So what's the difference besides they're a different team? Once we figure out what we need to do and how we need to attack them, and now it's just about going out there, implementing it, executing it the right way, and that gives us the best chance of winning. Ben Shepherd, that guy can shoot. He can space the floor. He's going to go out there and give them a minimum of 5 to 10 to 15 minutes and just try to go out there and give them somebody that can do the small little things that's necessary to be able to possibly make an influence on the game. Miles Turner, you know what he can do. He's going to try hard defensively. He's going to try to protect the paint. He's going to space the floor from mid-range to 3. Obviously, he's going to still be able to finish in the paint if you don't pay attention to him or he rolls to the basket and you already done helped too hard or rotated too late. He's going to finish that. And he also is a good free throw shooter, so you don't want to foul him too much. We don't really know what you're going to really get out of Jarace Walker because of what he possibly got injured with. But you do know he got a couple of days off before the next game. He's not a crazy important piece to the team, so you got to give him some rest, give him some breaks so he can be healed up. But if he's ready to go, he's going to give you size and strength at that forward position, and he's also going to be able to knock down some shots from the perimeter. And I think that that's always going to be good because the more guys you have doing that, the more fresher your guys are, and that just allows you to close games better. And the Pacers understood that because they basically used almost everybody on the roster. And that's something that's always positive to see, especially when these guys don't really normally have terrible or bad games too much. And I don't think that that's going to change a lot in this series. Obviously, Jonathan Furphy might get a couple minutes. He's going to try to be a perimeter player for the most part or close to the basket. So we're just going to see if he's going to be able to score a couple points when he's out there just to give somebody a breather. And then, of course, Tony Bradley is the same. He's a big body. He's going to rebound. He's going to try to finish in the paint. He's going to try to be physical. He's just another body that they can throw out there for whatever the reason that comes up. And you at least, he can be productive in those 5 to 10 to 15 minutes that he might get, depending on the situation. And the other guys like James Johnson and Quentin Jackson and Isaiah Jackson, they might not play really that much. You can say the same thing about Enrique Freeman or Ray J. Dennis. Those guys not going to really get too much of a chance, too much opportunity unless a blowout occurs or happen, and then they just fill in, the rest of the game out so that way guys can get rest and get ready for the next one. Both of these teams do have the ability to be so great and to be so monstrative towards each other, that if a blowout happens from the Thunder, I wouldn't be surprised. If the Pacers blew out the Thunder a couple games, I wouldn't be surprised, because when these teams are clicking and when these teams are playing their best game, they can be hard to stop and one of the most frustrating teams, to stop. And like I said, things can go, array real quick because these teams got shooters, these teams move the ball, these teams space the floor, these teams can drive, these teams can shoot free throws. So if one team is really feeling it and they just lay it on the other team, I'm not going to be surprised about that. So you might see some blowouts in this series. If it's a close game, it's going to be who execute better. Will it be Tyrese trying to find a way to keep everybody involved while looking for his own, and Pascal continuing to find ways to get to his spots, to get high percentage looks and more confidence looks for himself? And then it's going to be, is Shai going to continue to attack? Is they going to have multiple things to throw at him to slow him down, to make him give up the ball, to make his teammates step up, to make his teammates get those shots that's going to be open? Will they be able to knock him down? Will they be able to make the right play if they don't have the shot? Or will they just keep trying to find a way to get the ball back to Shai, to see him do his ISO dance and try to score? Will he be able to do it efficiently? Will he be able to dominate the series? All those things and stuff we're going to have to look and wait and try to see. Just remember, like I said, it's game by game. So that always going to make it tough and difficult, because just because you do one thing successful one game don't mean you're going to do it throughout the entire series. But one thing we do know, you don't want to come this far to lose. You put in a lot of work to get here. It's damn near impossible to get here again. So it's going to be one champion. And if I had to pick one team that's going to win the championship, and I feel 100% confident that can get it done, is the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm going to pick them to win this series in 6 games. They should be able to win 2 at home. They might have some trouble beating Indiana in Indianapolis. They might lose a game eventually in OKC against the Pacers. And I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, like I said, because the Pacers, they're well coached and they do understand what they're trying to do each and every possession, and they know where they're trying to go. And if something doesn't work, they always have a counter. If that doesn't work, they always have another play or another way to get open, another guy that's trying to find a way to get a good look at the basket. And that just makes that you have to be paying attention the entire game, because they just play valuable possessions and they value their possessions, and that just make it very tough and very difficult to stay locked in and focus on people, because they all going to be cutting, they all going to be trying to screen, they all going to be moving, and they all going to be doing that at a level where if you give them a little bit of space or a little bit of room, everybody on the court that's with the Pacers mainly going to be dangerous. So it does test your commitment, it does test your focus, if you want to be able to beat a team like the Pacers, 4 times, which is necessary to do to be able to win this series. But the Thunder, they're a team that can get those steals and get those opportunities and turn them into quick baskets. So they're never going to be really out of it. They're never going to be able to really force things in a negative way. So I'm just looking at this team and saying, man, the Thunder just got a little bit more of a level they can reach defensively. And if the Pacers play some hard defense and they really come at it and they really feel that they can guard this team and stay in front of these guys and make things difficult, that's the best way to beat the Thunder, is to make them a moving team. Like, make them move, make them pass, make them a little unorthodox. That's the best way to slow this team down, because if Shai gets that ball or Jalen Williams get that ball, they're going to find a way to bend that defense as much as they can, and they're going to get looks and drives off of that, making it very tough for you to be able to win. But if they can stay in front of them and they can make them score one-on-one and take a tough shot and live with it, you got to pick your poison in this league, especially when you're going against the best teams, the best coaches, and the best players. It's all about getting your stars play like stars and just make the others' job a lot easier. Then it's just about the others knocking down shots and being ready for the plays that's put upon them when they do get the opportunity or the chance or the ball. And whoever can do that the most is going to win this series. And I just think the Thunder do that a little bit more. And they have been able to show that since the start of the playoffs, even in the regular season, that this is what they are. This is what they do. This is what they're about. And I haven't really questioned them at all. this entire run. I picked them to win every single series that they was in, and they even finished off the Minnesota Timberwolves in 4. They really had a good ride to get here, and now it's just about finishing your journey, finishing what you started, and just going out on top and getting it done. Can they actually make this goal a reality? And can they actually be champions this time? They should be. And we're going to see if they're able to do it. And that's always the fun part about watching and being a fan and just enjoying the grind and the love and the speed and the beautiful part of the game, which is the competition side of it. I just think the Thunder got another level they can go to, because I just feel like they're a better two-way team than the Indiana Pacers. And if they are just a little bit better defensively, or they just a lot better defensively, that's going to be the deciding factor between why they win and why they lose. If the Pacers can up it up and still score the way that they normally score, then they can pull off the upset and win. If they can't do that, then it's going to be the Thunder quickly. And I just feel like the Pacers are going to get hot. They're going to make shots enough to where it's going to be able to help them win a couple games in this series, but not enough to win it. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis. And if you're new to the channel, I do conversation videos just like this and various NBA only topics. Also do breakdowns with real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, also feature stars. Also do mock draft and draft coverage too. So you love that type of stuff, this channel is perfect for you, and it has so much content for you to watch. And I can say that already because I have over 3,000 plus videos already on my channel that you can watch and enjoy and possibly become a fan of. And plus I upload every single day that I'm living. So it always gives you something to watch and something to enjoy, especially if you're a big basketball / NBA fan. This channel is the one that you're sleeping on. This is the channel that you need to be supporting and be a part of. Thank y'all for all of that support at this channel from the past and still to this day and even in the future. Thank y'all for continuing to believe in me and continue to trust. I'm going to give y'all the best analysis that I can give y'all, and y'all love it for that. Thank y'all for appreciating the content for what it is. I love y'all for that. Thanks for watching. Thank y'all for staying sub. Hope you guys enjoying y'all day. Hope you guys enjoying y'all weekend. Hope you guys are ready to see who's going to be the NBA champion. Let me know who you guys are rooting for. Let me know who you guys think is going to win. And let me know how you guys feel about both of these teams in the comment section. And I will also say I'm looking forward to seeing that. It's going to be long. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. It's going to make you go insane sometimes, especially if you're really a Pacer or a Thunder fan, because you know how hard it is to get here and you know how hard it is to win a championship. And just having that chance and that opportunity gives you the goosebumps sometimes because of that. But it just shows you this is what they work for. This is what they play for. And now they're almost there. And now we have to see what happens June 5th, as that will be game 1 of the NBA Finals. Other than that, if y'all ain't got nothing to say, y'all ain't got nothing to ask me, I'm going to end the live stream right there. And all I can say is thank y'all for watching. I will be back throughout the entire week trying to give y'all some different type of content that y'all can see and y'all can watch to be able to get something different until we get the NBA Finals games back, which is a couple of days from now. Other than that, we've been going hard the first 5 months of the year. This is the first video of the 6th month of the year. So I would say we have been off to a great start. Don't forget the goal is to have a better year than 2015. That was a big, strong year for me. Really gave me a blueprint of what y'all want to see, what y'all want to watch, what y'all really enjoy when it comes to an analyst on YouTube. And now I'm giving y'all that 10 plus years later, and we're still having fun. We're still enjoying making content on this channel. And that's a 50-50 of why this channel is around, because you guys love watching what I have to make and what I have to say. And I love making it for you guys. And that's the reason why I'm still around and having fun with this channel still to this day. Plus, you know, if we can do it for 6 months, we can do it for 6 more months. And that's the way I look at it this year. Let's just be more consistent. Let's just give y'all more quality. And that's a good way to be 2015 and have this year be a better year. I'm looking at it like an experience. I've been doing this for so long that the channel should be better, and it should be more content, and it should be more things for y'all to watch and see and actually enjoy on this channel. And it's my job to create that. And I think that it's going to be fun to continue to do that for the rest of the year. And we're going to continue to have that type of mentality like I said, as long as I continue to do this channel and continue to make content. So other than that, I'm going for now. Y'all ain't got nothing to say. You ain't got nothing to message me for. You ain't got nothing to tell me. You ain't got nothing to ask. I'm going to say thanks for watching. Thanks for kicking it with me. Thanks for making time with me. And thanks for continuing to come back to Analysis Playground to enjoy content. And if this is your first time, like I said, look at all the things I already did on the channel. And then you can see why so many people love it and so many people support this channel. Other than that, I'm going for now. Peace out and see you guys hopefully tomorrow.